Wait, we got off. I never got to finish my story.
Oh, go ahead, storyteller.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
we're getting off on a tangent here. Anyway, and I'll make it short. Like I said, I went in there, got a job at the post office. I was coming back. I would be on an 8-hour route. I would get it done in about 3 to 5 hours flat. I would come back. I would leave out at 8 a.m. in the morning, and I'd get back in the office at 2 p.m. Nobody else is there.
All right.
So they're still out on the road, and I literally, being the only white person, I am the only person that has come back at 2 o'clock.
All right.
So then the postmaster says, we got your review tomorrow. We got everybody's review. It's your 30-day. So she brings me into the office, and she's like, well, you're the only one out of your new hire group that seems to be lacking. You've been coming back late, not coming back and getting extra work and going back out on the road when everybody else is coming back 2 and 3 times to get more mail, and you're the only one coming back with nothing, not going back out on the road. And I said, well, wait a minute. I'm the only one coming back at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and instead of milking your clock and the government's money, I'm going home to my family where I need to be because I did my job. She didn't like to hear that. And she's like, well, I'm going to give you this route to do. And normally you'd have to leave at like 7 a.m. to get back by 4. And this was 11 o'clock. I'm leaving. And she says, you got to be back here by 2 or else. I came back. I clocked in at 1:59. And everybody was like, she's back. She's back. Oh, my God, she's back. So I got called into the postmaster's office, and she already had my termination paperwork written up. She says, you know what, instead of drawing this out any longer than we really need to, here's your walking papers. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Don't you have a union in that fucking job?
I did, but because it was I was new to everything.
Oh, right.
I didn't know. Okay. So she's like, no ma'am, I'm not. Threw that fucking shit in my face and said, give me all your shit. These are her words, verbatim.
I have questions.
Yeah.
I have questions. These are just questions. So, the policy of coming back and getting more work, were these other people actually coming back getting more work
Absolutely
or no?
not.
All right. So it was
And it sometimes when they would throw my mail wrong, they would get back at the same time as me because we're all rolling in at the same time.
I have worked at jobs where I was the only black person, or I have worked at jobs where there were 2 black people out of hundreds or whatever 100. I've done that too. The funny thing is, I had experienced similar things to you, and one of the things that I experienced was me having the work ethic that I had. I was thumping out work.
Where you excelled and you shined versus everybody else, and that you probably intimidated them, and they didn't like it.
Well, for one thing, it was like unwritten policy that this is the way things are done. Like when I got there, I used to make aircraft parts, and it would take. These people were taking like a part. They would take them an hour to make. So they would make like 8 parts in an 8-day span. And these people have been working for 20 years. They were ex-alcoholics or still alcoholics because they country white boys.
Anyway, white people don't drink.
Anyway.
Wrong.
So I come in and I'm doing like 2 or 3 of these parts in an hour. So I'm doubling what they're doing. And just as that was very uncomfortable for those guys. Mm-hmm. Because for one, it seemed like they were not in business to make money. And so since that was so uncomfortable, they did the same thing to me because they had the way things were done. Right. Now when I came in, it fucked up the way now motherfuckers want them to do more parts. And I had to have somebody come pull me to the side. Look here, bro. That's not the way we do shit. Look here, we don't do it that way. We have always done it this way. You and me. I was like, what? Fuck you. I'm a working man. I want to work. I don't want to just sit up and milk the fucking clock. I want to produce something that's a good product.
Right, and feel good before you go home.
Right, but because, like with you, if the unwritten way of doing business is milking the clock, you come in and you're not milking the clock, it doesn't work for the organization.
Well, it's like the day that they started training me.
Your dealer's paging you.
The day that they started training me, I went with this black guy, and he...
Were you sure he's black?
Was he brown?
You sure? He could have been Caucasian and just with a great tan.
Right.
Could've.
Yeah, no. But anyway, so we get in the truck and we pull over to this route, and he flips his seat back, gets out his phone, gets out his smoke. He says, get out there and deliver the mail. What? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. He says, just follow the mail. So, needless to say, it took us all day. And he says, oh, well, I got to stop off at the library. I got to go to the bathroom. That's where we all go to the bathroom in this area. We pull into the library. There's 3 other motherfuckers taking naps in that bitch.
Well, first of all,
Naps.
For one,
Naps.
the U.S. Postal Service, right there, you know, it's an inefficient fucking system.
Well, how do you know?
Because what is fucking efficient about America?
The government cares and they're very efficient.
Oh, they are.
They are.